Good evening, fuckers, and welcome to the Wasteland. InstaKill115 here, and I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind, and that is the zombie storyline and the next Treyarch game. I know it's a while away, but fuck it, we gotta speculate, right? I mean, that's just what we do. And I got thinking about it, and some people are kind of torn on whether the ending cutscene was like the end of zombies. She says that little thing, "Oh, my dad's got a plan." Personally, I think Treyarch just put that in there to fuck with people. I think that they intended it for it to be the ending, but there's a lot of people who think that it's not over. But regardless of that, there was a lot of people who were really like saddened by it. Like I was sad that it was such a stupid, sucky ending, but people who were actually getting upset, they're like, "Oh no, the end of the storyline, it's over with. That's it. We're not going to get any more of this storyline." And people were really sad. And personally, I'm not that sad, and I hope the storyline doesn't carry over to the next Treyarch game, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the storyline is already this big, just giant ball of fuckery, a complete clusterfuck of just confusingness, if that's a word. It's just so all over the place, and honestly, after that ending, if they even attempted to fix what they did, it would just make it even worse. Like, it was bad enough. Like, I feel like they did the right thing in just the sense of saying, "Look, we have just fucked this up beyond recognition. Let's just end it. Like, let's just give that twist ending. Even if you don't like it, they at least gave a twist ending, a solid ending. They closed the book on it, and that's fine. I mean, it got its ending, and it's over with. And I just don't want to see it carry over the next game because it's just too confusing at this point. It's just at the end of it, it was too confusing. If you take this over to another game, this will be its fourth game if you carry the storyline over again. I mean, just give it a break. Um, the other thing I think that's what I'm getting to is my next point is that it's worn out anyway. Even if it wasn't that confusing, it's just a worn out concept they're doing. You know what I mean? It's like, ooh, another big twist. This shit was created in a lab, and ooh, like they're not going to throw anything new at us. You know, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 already suffered from, being stale, from this storyline itself being very stale. The storyline, if you want my personal opinion, could have just ended at Moon. It really doesn't need any further explanation. I mean, that's where it could end. That's where really it ends in my book because it's just stupid from beyond there. So they've already dragged it out way past its necessary lifetime. Okay, like to do it again. I mean, it was running on fumes to begin with. I mean, it's gonna fail miserably because it's a tired concept. Wouldn't it be great to get something new? Wouldn't it be great to actually get a new storyline and they just restart? You have a clean slate now. You have a completely clean slate where they're allowed to do whatever they want. I feel like they, kind of gave themselves and they said, "Oh, we got to work within the storyline," but they had all sorts of ideas that they wanted to do, but they were confined to the storyline, and that's why it came off, so bad. Was that they had to do things that they wanted to do within the storyline. I feel like if you just give them something completely new to draw up, you can really get something special out of it. I mean, that's what I want. And the main problem with the old storyline too that they could fix is that the old storyline told the story backwards. Like we got to a certain point, and then it was solving stuff backwards, which is extremely confusing and not always fun. I feel like I would enjoy a game a lot more if it's just like, here's these people, here's their backstory, you're fighting zombies, and you need to get from point A to point B, and here's your journey doing it. That would be perfectly fine with me. Just have four characters and say they gotta go to, make it to Japan to get the antidote or something, and then that's your goal. You just play through all the maps and do certain objectives. There can still be an Easter egg and everything, but you just do that, and that's your objective. I would enjoy that so much more than just a crazy clusterfuck where you're like, well, what is this? What does this have to do with anything? It was so frustrating. So that's my point for it. I mean, tell me what you guys think. There's a lot of people, trust me, I love the storyline too. I think it's great. I think it was fantastic, but it had its run. Like you gotta end stuff at some point. All good things must come to an end. There's things I love, like Rocky. I love Rocky, but I never want to see another Rocky movie. It's done. Just there's a lot of things like that. Same thing with they're doing with Star Wars right now. With Disney buying it. I mean, I'm a little sidetracked, but the same exact thing. They exist on their own. Some of these little series or little stories, they exist on their own and they're nice for what they are, and you don't need to keep dragging it out. Keep the gameplay, keep what makes zombies fun. I mean, hell, Varrock and Doctor and Toten really didn't have a story when we first played them, and they were still enjoyable as all hell. You can do that again. Just start from scratch and look at the mistakes that they've made. They can do that. They can look at the mistakes that they've made in the past and correct them with a completely clean slate. That's what they need to do, and that's why I'm against having the storyline drag over to another game. So tell me what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and peace.